In today's podcast episode, we're going to be talking about the power of mindfulness in your daily life. My name is Christian Brito. This is OwlSpiritual, and more specifically, the OwlSpiritual podcast. In this podcast, we explore the realms of spirituality, mental health, and personal transformation. I'm your host, Christian, like I just said, and today we're going to be diving deep on a topic that may have a profound impact on your life, which is the power of mindfulness in our daily lives. So let's talk briefly about what exactly is mindfulness. Before we delve in on how mindfulness can transform your daily life, let's start with the basics. Mindfulness is basically the practice of paying deliberate attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being in the here and the now. It's about being fully aware of your thoughts and your feelings and your surroundings. It's about taking a pause on everything around you and understanding that there is only the right now. There isn't the future. There isn't the past. There is only the right now that you can experience. You can only experience the right now. So mindfulness is about pausing and diving into the practice of deliberately paying attention to the right now. And so that is what mindfulness is. Now let's get into what are the benefits of mindfulness? Why should we care about being mindful? And there's numerous benefits. Studies have shown that regular mindfulness can help reduce your stress, can improve your mental clarity, can enhance your emotional regulation, and can even boost your physical health. Because as we start to pay attention to our mental health, very often start to take care of our physical health and vice versa. And so mindfulness has all of these benefits that go beyond the spiritual, because very often you think of mindfulness and people talk about mindfulness, they think about meditation or prayer or breath work. But all of these different things can have a profound impact on our emotional health and as well our physical health. Now let's get practical. Let's talk a little bit about what are some mindfulness techniques and what are some ways that we can actually engage in having a mindfulness practice in our daily life. What are some mindfulness techniques? I'm going to share some simple mindfulness techniques that you can incorporate into your daily life in this podcast. And the first one, and I think an integral one, is being aware of your breath, focusing on your breath. It's something that's taught a lot in talk therapy, in therapies where people are dealing with their anxiety or stress or having, panic attacks or just having problems relieving stress. Very often they will teach a technique on focusing on your breath, but it's something that can go much beyond that. This is a strategy that really we can incorporate in our daily lives to just have a moment of mindfulness, take a break, disconnect, and focus on our breath, right? Inhaling deeply, exhaling slowly, in through, filling your belly, exhaling deeply out, and focusing and noticing the sensation of each breath. Trust me, if you could just take a moment, analyze what that feels like for you, a couple minutes each day, having that breathing awareness can greatly help you just be mindful and be in the present moment. Body scans. It's another technique that I think is pretty great. And it's not something that we use frequently enough. Take a moment to just scan your body from head to toe, up and down. What feels good? What feels tense? What areas might have a specific discomfort that maybe we need to iron out a little bit? Get that knot out, stretch it for a moment, focus on it, release it, let it go, unclench our jaws, lower our tongues from the roof of our mouths, focus on our breath for a moment. Let's jump to another one that maybe we don't practice often enough. Mindful eating. Pay attention to the flavors, the textures. Sometimes we're so used to just scarfing down our food. Very common mindfulness practices that I'll include are meditation, prayer, being in the here and now for just a few moments. It doesn't have to be an hour-long meditation every day to start your morning, but just a simple moment in which we practice daily, not worrying about anything else around us and just being focused on the here and now. Now, mindfulness in daily activities is something that I want to mention because it's not something that we do enough. Mindfulness is not limited to formal meditation. You could practice it in everyday activities. You're washing the dishes, be fully present in the experience. Just wash the crap out of those dishes, right? You don't have to worry about your phone for a second. It's ringing, leave it alone. Don't worry about the noise in the other room. Just feel the warm water on your hands. Notice the soap bubbles. Hear the sound of the water. Feel if the water's warm sensation is calming you. It's about turning the routine tasks into moments of mindfulness. I remember when I first started my meditation practice, I started also practicing walking meditations, in which I just was fully present in walking and nothing else, just being there, noticing everything around me, noticing how my feet fell as they hit the ground, breathing in the air, noticing the smells, the wind, the beauty around me. It's such a profound effect that it can have on your life, just focusing on what you have in front of you, being grateful for what you have in front of you, experiencing what you have in front of you. Now, I want to talk a little bit about overcoming mindfulness challenges, because for those of you that have gone through the struggles of meditation, for example, or find it difficult maybe to maintain a mindfulness practice in your busy life, understandable. All right. Maintaining a mindfulness practice can be a challenge, or maintaining our focus during that mindfulness practice can be a challenge, right? Our minds may wander. There may be distractions everywhere, and that's okay. The key is gentle awareness. When your mind starts to drift, simply acknowledge it and gently bring your focus back to the present moment. I like to think of those little moments as a cloud, right? The cloud is passing through. Just because we're distracted doesn't mean that we need to stay on it. Just let it keep going and bring yourself right back to the present moment, right? Let that cloud float away and bring yourself right back. Now, I want to remind you that mindfulness is not a destination. It's not something that we do in the here and now and boom, we've crossed the finish line, achieved it. It is a lifelong journey. It's about cultivating a deeper relationship with yourself. It's about cultivating a connection with the world around you. It's about being present, connecting, and understanding that this is an ever changing, ever growing soul that we live with and are attached to. So don't be so hard on yourself if you miss a day, or you struggle today to get into that mindfulness practice how you would have liked. It's okay. Every moment of mindfulness counts. You have the moment right in front of you to just do it all over again. All right. Um, I think going back to some of the questions that I've received the most is, how can I incorporate mindfulness if I feel busy, if I can't, fit it into my work day? I go home and I've got the kids. So where am I supposed to do this? And so I invite you to find any of the suggestions that do fit just for right now. If you have, you know, a moment in your car as you're driving to work, be present in that moment. Don't worry about anything but what you're doing and focus on it. You have that little walk from your car to inside your job. You have a break, throw on some quick 5-minute meditation music during your break and just be present in that moment. Feel your breath, scan your body. It doesn't need to take more than that to just at least get into the habit. Observe the times of the day that maybe you can start to formulate a habit. Start of your day, end of your day, something like that. But don't beat yourself up for not being able to find exact moments to do it every single day. Understand yourself, understand your life, understand what you can fit in, and start to grow where you feel there is a need. All right. And as we wrap up today's episode, I hope I've helped a little bit with your understanding of the powerful effects of mindfulness in your daily life and maybe giving you a few tips that might have assisted in deepening your mindfulness practice in your daily life. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress, right? It's the evolution of our souls. Start small, be patient with yourself, watch how mindfulness can transform your daily experiences and slowly and gradually help you transform your life. Thank you once again for joining me on this episode today. If you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, please subscribe to OwlSpiritual on YouTube or wherever else you are listening to this. Leave us a review. Leave us any questions that you might have. Your feedback means the world to me. Anything that you might want to hear in future episodes, please make sure to reach out. Stay mindful, stay present, and until next time, as always, stay blessed.